This is something that caught my attention. I read books all the time, give my grandchildren books instead of toys. But let me read this story to you guys. The tragedy in life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy in life is having no goals to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity to die with not dreams to capture. It's not a disaster to being able to capture your ideal, but it is a disaster to have no ideal to capture. It's not a disgrace to not reach for the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Benjamin Mays, president of Morehouse College. Okay. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Close your eyes. Okay? Close your eyes and look at the life you have today. Okay? And dream and look out in the future for the life you want to have. Look at the life you want to have. Now come back to the present. Okay? I tell people, close your eyes and dream, but open your eyes and see. Close your eyes and dream, but open your eyes and see. There's two types of people in the world. Not Republican, Democrat, rich, poor, black, white, men, women. There's two types, simply two types. Dreamers and non-dreamers. And you'll get in trouble. Life has told me that you'll get in trouble every time for wanting too little, but you'll never get in trouble for wanting too much. You know the greatest ability we have, better than the apes, better than dogs, better than cats, we have this thing called imagination. We have imagination. Just think of this. I was getting ready to get on a plane a few months ago, and I was at this little bitty airport where you have to walk down the stairs to get on the tarmac. I can't even remember where I was at. And I'm looking at this airplane, I said, wow. Think about this. Turn of the century, the 1900s. There's two brothers in a cornfield in North Carolina, and they say this crazy thing. We're gonna get this piece of wood, we're gonna get this piece of metal, and we're gonna slap it together and go in the air. That's crazy in 2015. Think about it. Just think about it. You're gonna get this stuff in this room and slap it together, and we're going in the air. Can you imagine what the people thought at the turn of the century of the Wright brothers? Is that crazy? But it's imagination. And I've read and listened to all kinds of motivational speakers, and they say this, and doctors and psychologists and sociologists say this, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. Another person, dreaming big. Thomas Edison, he goes over to this thing and says, I'm gonna create this, I'm gonna hit this button, it ain't no button, hit this button, it's gonna light the room up out of the darkness. 10,000 tries. What do you believe in that you're gonna try it 10,000 times? 10,000 tries. You gotta be fearless. You gotta want this so bad. My ideal, my wife hates me to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm willing to die for my ideal. I'm willing to die for it. I want it, I eat it, I live it, I sleep it. I wanna make a difference in this life. I don't wanna live an average life. Let me ask you a question. What's your name? Sonia. Sonia, you want an average boyfriend? Why not? Why you don't want an average boyfriend? Nobody wants average. But the problem is, are you willing to change who you are to stop being average? Okay? Are you willing to change who you are? I got a phenomenal wife. I don't have an average wife. I got phenomenal friends. I got phenomenal guys I mentor. They're not average. They're not average. Reggie, my wife, is not average. Johnny Collins ain't average. The only African American with a title company in the state of Texas, that ain't average. Twyla Brown and Mr. Brown are not average. My daughter is not average. I don't do average. I don't do average. I don't drive an average car. I don't live an average lifestyle. I don't do average. But the problem, to get from average to phenomenal, we got to change. I'm not perfect in my life, by no means. Okay? She can be a doctor. She can be a dentist. She can be a lawyer. But not in this version. Not in this version. Oh no, not in this version. You got to change the version. You want to be phenomenal and you want to be great, but you live average. You act average. You read average. You get up at 9 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, okay? You got a test on Monday. You started studying Sunday night instead of a week ahead of time. You got to quit thinking average, okay? You got to quit being average, and you got to start living. You got to start acting and start being phenomenal. If I'm not going to do it great and I'm not going to do it excellent, I don't do it. I don't do it, okay? I don't do it. Talk about being fearless. There was this guy in New York in the early 70s. He wanted to put his product on the market. So he came up with this little design, slapped it on a couple of ties, and went into Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and Neiman Marcus and tried to talk to the buyers. And the buyers told him, nobody wants that little ugly thing. Take it away. Okay, we won't put this junk on our shelves. So what the guy did, he couldn't get anybody to buy them, so he started giving them away. He's walking up and down Central Park, New York City. He's giving these ties away. Has this little ugly emblem on them. Okay? Well, what happens is by giving them away, it was the hottest thing in New York. You got businessmen, young kids, college students running into the same stores that turned them down, looking into the stores to buy them. Now, the same buyers that turned him down are looking for him to get his product and put him in the stores. You know what that little ugly thing was? It was Ralph Lauren Polo. You know what? An immigrant to this country, right off the boat, right off the border, has a 17 times greater likelihood to become a millionaire than you and I. Why is that? I got you next semester. I got you next semester. Swear to God, I got you next semester. You give your information to my wife. I got you next semester. Okay, I got all your stuff next semester. First time anybody ever answered that right. Out of the 200 or 300 times I've done this. So Reggie, see Sonia, I got you next semester. Okay. What are you willing to give up to be successful? What are you willing to give up? You know what I was willing to give up? Everything. You got to be willing to give up everything. You got to give up watching Friends, watching Scandal, watching Monday Night Football, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your boyfriend, throwing your cell phone away. You got to be willing to give up everything to be successful. But that's what it's going to take. You know, when the turning point of my life, you know what happened to me? I lost my home. My wife quit me. I lost my daughter. I lost my job. I lost everything. But I was willing to make this work. I was going to make this work. My wife hates to hear me say this. I was willing to die trying. Because what I was doing wasn't living. I was not happy. You know what? Every morning I wake up 3:34. I don't wake up with an alarm clock. I don't need one. My passion wakes me up. My passion wakes me up. Because something in me tells me I can do something special. I can do something different. I'm the same 16-year-old kid, 1421 Glasgow Road, sitting on the corner, talking about this today. In 1972, 1973, I'm sitting on the corner with my friends. I said, you know what? I think I can do some with my daddy's little bitty janitorial service. I think I can. I don't know I can. But I know it's possible, but I think I can. And I'm getting laughed at. I'm getting laughed at. Who would have believed this company that was started less than a mile away could be recognized by Harvard Business School? You're talking about dreaming. You're talking about believing. Two things you have absolute control over: your attitude and your work ethic. You don't have control of the bank loan. You don't have control if the professor's going to throw you a doozy on the test. Okay? You don't have control over that. You have control of your work ethic and your attitude. Me, like I tell everybody, I ain't that talented, ain't that smart. I didn't have no 3.9. There's one thing I know I'm gonna do every day. What's your name again? Yeah. Sonia, I'm gonna outwork you. I'm gonna outwork you every time. Sonia's smarter than me. She's brighter than me. She has more talent than me, but I'm gonna outwork her. I'm gonna beat her by outworking her. Let me see. Who's really athletic? What's your name? Jen? Jen. If you get on the treadmill and I get on the treadmill, you know what's gonna happen? One or two things. Either you're gonna get off or I'm gonna die. Because I will beat you. I'm not gonna get off. I'm willing to die on there.
Then you're gonna die.
Okay. You guys are the most talented group of Americans in our country's history. The most skilled, the most talented. And I got a question. How do I know it and you guys don't? Live your life like Steve Jobs said. He said, live your life as if this was the last day of your life. What are you not doing? What are you not trying to achieve? What are you not trying to accomplish? What are you wasting and not giving it to yourself, your family, or your community? I'm going to ask you guys to repeat something after me. I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
I must. That's how you have to live. That's how you have to live, thinking like that. And today, me personally, I'm going to applaud you guys for your dreaming. Thank you.
Again, my name is Andre Brown. I am a minister. They call me Minister Andre Brown. I want to thank y'all for allowing me to speak today. To tell you my little story of just recent and try to make this short is the end of February, I had an operation on my foot. From February to just a week, and today's Wednesday, so a week ago Friday, a week and a half ago Friday, I just got out of the hospital. Brother Larry had seen me possibly 2 or 3 weeks after I've gotten into the hospital, had my surgery and was recouping. And he told me, he said, Brother Brown, I want you to speak with me today. I was in the hospital, I was kind of doped up, so hey, I was like, yeah, well, you know, whatever. If you want that, I'll do it. You know, but honestly, I didn't think that I would be able to be here today talking to you, speaking on his behalf. And plus, Brother Larry, he doesn't have a lot of people speak with him. So I felt it an honor that he'd even asked me, well, he had the faith in me to believe that the circumstances I was in, that I would still come out of that and still be able to be here today. Because I didn't have the faith in myself. I didn't know what was going on. The surgery that I had, they honestly almost told me they were going to take my foot off. That's how bad it was. I mean, I had myself prepared, but maybe lose a toe or something, but not a whole foot. I mean, it didn't even make sense to me. And so during that time of being in that hospital for that month or 6 weeks, I kind of lost faith in me, in what I was doing or why I was here. And Brother Larry, just seeing Brother Larry, hearing him and seeing him on YouTube as many times as I have, I mean, he just gave me inspiration and hope. He gave me faith back that I didn't have. Now that faith that he gave me, it enabled me to be here today to speak to you with the confidence of letting y'all know that don't ever give up whatever your dream is, whatever anybody else tells you outside of you, outside of your family, outside of those people that encourages you, that tells you, you know what, you can make it. Yeah, you're starting here, but you can make it. Just keep your nose to the grindstone, as they say, and keep plugging away. Because here's where you start, but here's not where you're going to stay. You have purpose, you have goals that you must achieve. I'm speaking today to future leaders of the world, and to understand that if you look around you today, that those networking people, those people that you see today in business, in relationship, are the people that's going to give you a boost up, going to give you a hand to reach down and grab you and pick you up. And in saying that is saying that that never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dreams. Never lose your focus. Understand that everything that you go through today, in life up to today, only makes you wiser if you learn from those obstacles that you go through. So always learn, always look, and don't be afraid of what they call failing or stumbling. As long as you fail forward and you stumble forward, there's always something to be learned. And one thing I learned about being excuse me if I'm getting loud, is about being in a team sport or playing and not always just winning, is that I learned more when I lost a game than when I won every game. I remember talking to my mother, and she was telling me one day that, and I asked her, I said, well, how would you know, what a bad day was or what a good day was if you never had bad days? So if you never stumbled in your life, you never had a hiccup, or you never lost, then how would you learn from that? How would you ever be able to overcome obstacles if you never had an obstacle in your life? So never look at obstacles as something setting you back. Always look at it as something that's going to build you and prepare you for overcoming other obstacles later on in life. It's a great, I believe a great man once said, if you think that you can, or you think that you can't, you're right. It's all in what you think and you believe. So as long as you believe it, you can achieve it. And with that, I just want to thank you. I want to thank Brother Larry. Stay blessed and be blessed.